So I'm starting out on stretched hair. The night before I just washed it and I 2-strand twisted it up, and then the next morning I brushed it out with a big paddle brush. And so as you can see here, I'm just dividing it into 2 sections, and then I take that section and I divide that into 2 more sections. You don't want to do really big parts because then you'll just have, curls that aren't defined, and I want it to go for a certain look, so I did smaller sections. So I'm taking this ORS styling pudding, and I'm just taking a little bit. You don't want to take a lot because you don't want your natural curl pattern to come back. So you want to put as little product as possible, but make sure that your hair is covered and coated in the product so that the style will hold. Then I'm taking a Flexi-rod, and a lot of people start their Flexi-rods from the bottom, but I started at the top at the very root, and I just take it and I twirl it and close it at the top, that way that it won't come out. And as you guys can see, my hand is like wrapping around the Flexi-rod, and I'm twirling my wrist as I go to make sure that I get that defined look that I want, that it comes out in like a spiral. So then I took a comb and I combed out the ends, put a little bit more of the product on it to smooth it out, and then I take it and I wrap the ends around the Flexi-rod, and then I just close it where I close the Flexi-rod where I put the hair at, that way it stays in place and it doesn't unravel. I'm going to slow it down so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. See how my wrist is turning around the Flexi-rod. And then I just clamp it to make sure it holds it in place. Comb it out. You want to make sure that your ends are free of tangles, because you don't want it to be all frizzy at the end and then smooth at the top of it. So you want to make sure that you comb it out, put a little bit more product at the end so that it can kind of, I don't want to say stick to the Flexi-rod, but you kind of do want it to stick to the Flexi-rod so that it doesn't unravel. And then you just smooth it around the Flexi-rod and close it up so that it doesn't unravel. And then you just repeat this process on the rest of your hair. So this is the next morning, and as you guys can see, I am not a morning person. I literally just rolled out of bed, cut on my camera, and started taking my Flexi-rods out. And so I must really love you guys, because again, I'm not a morning person. So I'm just taking a little bit of this Organics Argan Oil. It's the Healing Dry Oil, and it is weightless. You don't want to use a really heavy oil because you don't want to weigh it down and make your curls look frizzy and old. And so what you do is you take the Flexi-rods and you need to make sure that you take the Flexi-rods down the opposite way of which they were rolled, and you want to make sure that you're twirling your wrist while you're doing that. Otherwise it will look like I'm about to do in this clip, which is a complete disaster. But there's a quick fix to that. Only thing you have to do is take the Flexi-rod and twirl it the opposite way, and boom, there it is, like new. So I'm just coating my hands with a little bit more of this weightless oil just so I can tease my curls out. Again, it's the morning time, so I know I look crazy, you guys, but I'm just going to take a piece and trying to find where it naturally separates. You don't want to make it too, you don't want to separate it too much on the first day because you don't want to make it frizzy. So kind of find where it naturally separates and then twirl it around your finger a little bit and just go through and separate it. Then I took my pick and I fluffed it out a little bit. Again, this is all about the look and the style that you all are going for. This is just the way that I chose to do my hair. You may want to separate them some more if you want them a little bigger on your first day, but I wanted this style to kind of last a couple of days, and it did. It lasted for about 4 days before I had to do it over again. And so this is just the look that I was going for. I'm really happy with the results. This was my first time doing it. And so I'm really happy with the results of how it turned out. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope that it helps you guys out. And be looking for some more tutorials. Thank you guys so much.